What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's New Year's Eve and I've got to go run a few errands, so I figured I'd bring you guys along with me. Maybe chat a little bit about the car. He's already been warming up, so should be ready to go. Yeah, we're right at about probably 200, so we're good. Alright, so I realized there was a few points that I missed in my last video, so I figured I'd cover them here as far as like the driving aspects of the car and like what modes I drive it in. So for those of you that are curious, I always drive the car in, let's see, there's a little bit of glare. I always drive the car in Sport Plus for the engine and the throttle response, and then I leave everything else in Comfort. And I changed the shift speed to the second level, just because the first level is just it's too laggy for me, and it shifts way too soon. And then 3 is just too aggressive, but 2 is perfect for just daily driving. This is my setup, and this is how I do it. The reason I run it in Sport Plus is, if you read on the forums, this engine suffers from heat. You probably already know that this engine hates the heat, because that's what blows these things up. If you drive it in the Sport Plus, it opens or closes the thermostat more, and it keeps the engine cooler. I believe it's like 10 to 20 degrees cooler than if you leave it in efficient mode. Another thing also is, most people will run thicker oil in these. I run 5W40 Motul oil. That was one of the recommended ones. I know a lot of these guys will run Redline, the 5W50, which is pretty thick, when the BMW dealer will put 0W30 or 5W30, which is crazy. So I live in Utah, so it tends to be quite a bit colder, so I run the 5W40. That way it doesn't get too thick in the cold weather. But yeah, daily driving this thing is a dream. It's smooth. Got the valved exhaust there. The valves are open right now, but if you close them, it's quieter than stock, and everything about it is just so smooth. With them open, there's quite a bit of drone, and it vibrates the cabin a bit, but it's worth it. It sounds amazing. I'll leave them open. And then my M1 setup, you have 2 buttons, your M1 and your M2. You can configure them to whatever drive modes you want. For my M1, I have Sport Plus for everything but the steering. I have that set to Sport. And then manual mode and the M heads-up display. It does like the tack. I don't know if you guys can see that. Quite a bit of traffic today. But I also just love how this thing will transform to like the smoothest daily driver. Aside from the DCT, it's a little bit clunky at lower RPMs. If can transform from like the smoothest thing to the most aggressive car that I've ever owned. And I love that dual characteristic of a car. Alright, I'm gonna run inside real quick. I'll be right back. Another thing too is when you go over transitions like that one's a little bit aggressive. The car is high enough on the factory suspension that you hardly ever scrape with this thing, especially if you go on an angle everywhere. That's one thing that I haven't really had to worry about being on the stock suspension. Gets up to speed effortlessly. It's so easy. It's dangerous. Yeah, you really gotta watch yourself in this car. Even when it was stock, without the stage 2, you really gotta watch yourself. Like, you'll be doing 100 on the freeway and not even realize it. It feels like you're going 80, 60. Transmission again is just so good with everything. It's so fast. I know it's probably not good to shift it to first when coming to a stop, but I do it anyways. Pretty good run. If you ease into it on the launch, you're gonna be okay, usually. Yeah, this thing is stupid. speed we're going, it doesn't feel like it because we're going way slower. Like at the high speeds, it's just so smooth and it hides the speed so well. I guess that could be one of the flaws with this car, is it's so insulated. And you don't quite get that connection that you do with like an M3 or something. All right, we made it home. I think that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys like these types of videos and this format, like the POV drives and the talking, let me know. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.